All right, we're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. We'll start with a roll call here. Brendan Edelman.
Present.
Andy Yale, not here. Nate Stacy, not here. Thelma LaVoy.
Here.
Tom Winter. Here. And Cliff Krolik was here. I think he'll be right back. Okay, so we have a quorum. Looks like it'll be Brenda, Thelma, and myself voting. Or I'm sorry, Thelma, Brendan, and myself, excuse me.
Sorry. Rough. Now I got the COVID here.
Okay, all right, first order of business is the site plan review for the Moreau application. We just had the public hearing on it. All right, so, we heard a little bit from Mr. Moreau's lawyer about the, rear lot. Okay, so, do you guys have any questions about that? I mean, in my mind, that's remedy.
I don't understand why it matters.
It mattered before as a matter of, he was not allowed to have a business in the rear lot there. I don't have the specifics in front of me, but it legally didn't pan out before.
But there isn't one in the rear lot now.
Right, now it's been modified, it's no longer a rear lot, it has road frontage now, so.
It's a single-use lot now, the whole thing is now a single-use lot, I believe, so that's why
Right.
it's allowed.
Right, that's the way I understand it. There might be some objection to that, but that seems to make sense to me. I mean, we could, I don't know, do you want to discuss that any further, or are you satisfied with that?
Tom, it seems like you got something.
Well, no, it seems like, yes, it's now a single-use lot. That's all, I mean, with what they've done with changing the, with what they've done with the titles and so on, it's a single-use lot.
We went out to see it.
Right.
The lots have not been merged, correct?
No, they haven't been merged, but maybe if you want another explanation, she can explain that. You want to go over that one more time for us?
There was already a right of way.
Right.
There was already a deeded right of way.
Right, but I think now with the road frontage can you explain it for us one more time, please?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Jill Kramer. There's the front lot and the rear lot. The rear lot, the application failed from my understanding before because we could only have a single use because it was a rear lot, only
Yes.
accessible by a right of way.
Correct.
Rogers entered into a purchase and sale. The front lot owns the right of way. The fee interest to it, it owns the right of way. The front lot is proposing to convey the fee interest in the right of way to the rear lot. And so the rear lot will no longer just be accessible by a right of way. It's got road frontage. It would now own the road. So the single use for either dwelling or whatever, the single use rule, from my perspective, doesn't apply anymore because it's not a rear lot, because it's not accessible only by a right of way now.
Because now the lot, the road is now owned by,
The back lot, yeah.
so it's a continuous piece, single owner property
So
to the front.
that would then become an alteration to the deed.
I'm sorry?
That would alter the deed then for that rear lot?
It doesn't alter the deed, no. So the front lot will retain an easement over the right of way, but the rear lot will own the right of way. But none of the deeds for the parcels themselves have changed, just the ownership. And in fact, it hasn't changed yet, the purchase and sale. But the ownership of the road itself will change from the front lot to the rear lot. But the purchase and sale itself establishes under the law enough right, title, and interest for the rear lot to be able to say, yep, I've got an interest in this right of way. And the consideration has been given in case that ever came up.
All right, any other questions on that?
I mean, I'm gonna say that's something I'm probably gonna suggest that we have reviewed by our counts, by town attorney.
By the
or,
town
you know,
lawyer,
potentially,
right.
with the permission of the select board. I mean, I don't know if that's something we can do or whether it's through MMA.
Oh, yeah, no, something we can do.
I think, that, making sure that that's clear and that's.
So we would
Because I
want legal review.
I don't even know if that's doable, you know what I mean? It's outside of my wheelhouse.
Legal review over that is certainly something.
Yeah, I think that needs to be, for me at least, I think that needs to be reviewed, you know? Clear on that? But I mean, I guess that's addressing the issue of access, which really was the problem before. Is that
Right.
There wasn't a pathway for access for this kind of use in the
Right.
previous situation. Or it couldn't be, it wasn't clear.
So then the other point of contention would be the driveway width, but we've received a driveway permit dated today for commercial use. Like Jesse had stated before, we could still have, Larry would still maybe issue a permit on top of that, but I don't know if this would be enough for the rest of the board.
I mean, it's not a new driveway, so would the road commissioner issue a permit for something that's not a new driveway?
I mean, the state just issued a permit for a commercial use.
For a use, but that was for a use, yeah, but not to create a new driveway though, right? I mean, it's for just to change the use of that driveway, or make it legit.
So,
So I was saying, I just don't know what his involvement would be at the town level, I mean,
Right.
he's not applying for a new driveway or anything.
so there might be no involvement from the road commissioner then, huh? Or maybe check the, we do have a more strict site distance.
It's not a new driveway,
No, right, yeah, it was always there.
it's not a new driveway, I mean, no one's applying for a new driveway, so whether, you know, you know what I mean?
Yep. So, it looks like we wanna send out for some type of legal review over the status of the rear lot.
With
and
regard
if
to
it
the
still
frontage
applies.
piece, I mean, I just, I don't know how that works.
Right,
And
right.
I would need to make sure that I've got like some clarification on it from that, I'm thinking, that's my suggestion. I don't know if anybody else shares that or not.
No, that makes perfect sense to me.
Well, it's enough that you suggested.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
gonna
whatever you
share
say.
it or
sir.
not.
I might not be here at the next meeting.
You just kick the can down the road till you're not here. Okay, so we're gonna have to send that out so Mr. Moreau, I think that's what we have to do is just get a little bit of legal review on that from Maine Municipal Association, maybe our town lawyer, and I think that would be all we need to vote on the application at the next meeting.
Yes.
I think that would be enough. I know you'd like to probably get a vote tonight,
But there's still, there's still other factors we can discuss though, right? I mean,
the what?
other factors we can discuss about it in general. I mean,
Like what?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see any other ones.
I don't
Well,
see any.
I mean, isn't it appropriate, use for that?
We can discuss that. It's zoned, it's an approved use for the zone. I mean, for me, that's all I need to hear. I mean, we can talk about noise and other things, but there are limitations on what's allowed. We've got a code enforcement officer to enforce those things.
I agree with that as far as, is it an allowed use? I mean, it's pretty explicit in the
It is in the
land use
table.
table that it's an allowed use for that area, which means it's been deemed that it's compatible.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, when the abutters speak about applying the ordinance that the town voted on, the town said that a small engine repair fits in village residential. So what else? Any other things you'd want to discuss about it?
I guess, does what we have for an existing driveway meet the standard for what it needs to? I think there's probably some question on that. I know was brought up at the site review, site walk. But since Jesse's here, he's CEO, so.
Yeah, does it meet the requirement for the commercial aspect of it, commercial driveway?
Well, a common driveway can suit up to 4 dwelling units. I don't know about the business, but it's 15 feet on width for 4
But
units.
There's specific, we have specific language for commercial use though.
Yeah, I think
If
the
I'm not
commercial
mistaken.
changes it.
So, it's not a public way, so it's not a street, it's not a road,
Not town maintained.
not a town maintained, it is a driveway.
Honestly, I don't remember seeing something calling a commercial driveway, but I'm kind of new still. so.
Yeah, I've looked at this a bunch and I go back to some different places.
Do we need to look and see what the state definition of the commercial, what the, so-and-so what should be, and compare it to what our,
Well, we should see what we have for a definition, I think, first.
okay. Well, that's what I was getting, we compare both of the definitions just to see if the,
An overall right-of-way needs to be what, Jesse? It needs to be 50 feet, correct?
15 feet.
No, the right-of-way.
The right of way, 50 feet.
50 feet. The actual right-of-way space. And anything can be within that, if I'm not mistaken.
Utilities.
Utilities, so poles can be within the right-of-way. culverts can be within the right of way. And we don't have an established, there's nothing as I recall from the easement or whatever that we had, that this, none of this has been specified though, it just in order to be legitimate in this town, it has to be 50 feet, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do we have on file a maintenance agreement for a shared driveway or anything like that, Jesse?
I think they did a maintenance agreement. You guys have it.
Yeah. Okay. That would have to be in place, correct?
Yeah, it's, we're on the bid.
Okay, so if we were gonna forward this, I guess we'll term it legal review. All right, so any other thing we want to get legal advice on? If we're going to forward the review over the status of the driveway, any other questions? Okay, so I guess at this point, I don't want to deny the application for this. We'll just maybe table it for the next meeting.
Yeah, I don't think we're ready to vote, right?
Yeah,
I mean, we need to have
so
some
I'll just make a
information.
motion to table the application to the next meeting and further into some more
Well, we
research.
can learn what we need to know.
Indeed, yeah. So I make a motion to table the application.
Seconded.
All those in favor? All right.
And to be specific, we're trying to gain clarification on that.
Yeah, I think we'll just send it out to get legal review, legal advice, and then we'll feel a little bit more suited to make a judgment at the next meeting. Okay, all right, so I guess that's it for you, Mr. Morrow, and we'll see you at the next meeting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we, sorry, this is the agenda, yeah. We didn't approve the minutes, I gotta back up, sorry. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes from the public hearing? No.
From previous, yeah.
Right, yeah.
This one. Is this the one you're talking about,
Yes, that's it.
recreational marijuana?
Yes, that was a public hearing, yeah. All right, so, I'm sorry, we have the minutes to approve from the August 13th public hearing and the July 21st meeting. Again, has everybody had a chance to read? So I make a motion to
accept
approve the minutes from the August 13th meeting.
Second.
All those in favor? Minutes approved from the August 13th meeting. Make a motion to approve the minutes from the July 21st planning board meeting.
Seconded.
All those in favor? All right, they're approved. Sorry about that. All right, now we have a site plan review for Jed Cobb. Is Mr. Cobb here?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Cobb. So, do you have anything you want to say to start?
Well, basically, we're just looking to build a deck, over the footprint of the patio, the rock patio that we have built already, and give it more of a waterfront view.
Right. Jesse, you've had a chance to look at that application. You have any concerns or everything looks good to you?
It makes it that much more non-conforming and towards the water,
Mm-hmm.
so.
Seems good to you?
Doesn't increase, I mean, it's within the,
With the short.
yeah, but it's within the allowable increase. I mean, is it technically an increase because we have an existing?
He's within the allowable increase.
Yeah, exactly, but and it would be, is it an increase though, given that there's already a patio there, correct?
There's that, yeah.
So is this considered, I mean, it's not an increase in impermeable surfaces or anything like that, I mean, it's is it even an increase, I guess is what I'm saying?
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Even
Because
though-
Patio would stay stationary.
In the patios, all right, okay. Yeah. So we gotta review, first of all, decide if it's complete, correct?
Yes, I'm sorry, we haven't.
You wanna just kinda go through that,
Yeah,
suss it out?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that first. Inside of the deck to the left side.
I don't see any butter. So
And
there
I
we
don't
go.
see an
Now, there's
application.
property owners within 500 feet, is
Yeah,
the list.
right there.
Where did you find that?
That's it. We got that one. Look at that there.
Lloyd Watson Road. Property owner within 500 feet. Wow, these people have had that in different, like, what is it? I don't know if we still are there. They've had that before.
Aluminum deck boards. I like that idea.
Gutter system.
Yeah, wow, aluminum deck board, wow, that's cool.
Anybody see anything missing at this point? I mean,
No.
I just went through the list and it appears to be correct.
Yeah,
Complete.
I mean, I don't see anything that's missing.
Here the county,
It's all there on one.
Has everybody had a chance to review it? So I make a motion that we accept the application as complete.
Second that.
All those in favor? All right, the application is accepted as complete. Any questions? Anybody have any concerns or questions about the application?
I mean, it's within the expandable
Yeah, it's
amount.
over an existing patio, correct?
Yeah. It doesn't, and to your knowledge, everything else conforms with shoreline ordinance and everything else.
So you're not having to remove any trees, anything like that, it's just replacing,
the decks could be built right over the existing patio,
this
so
is almost as straightforward as it can be.
there's not
The
much.
only thing they have to get is a PVR to the DEP to, sonotubes or anything, or moving. So it's just a 14-day process for them upon the approval of this.
Any other questions from the board? So I make a motion that we approve the application.
Second.
All those in favor? All right, the application's approved, Mr. Cobb. So I guess you'll be dealing with Jesse on any code enforcement issues.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so,
I still have this.
yeah, that's, all right.
Now we're,
Next, site plan review, Drew Flavel. Is there a Drew Flavel here? No?
I don't see a site plan.
Nat U14? No? Doesn't look
16 Lake Camp Road. addition, anyone?
All right, we'll throw it to the bottom of the pile. If he shows up, we'll address it.
If not, we should, but we can still
Still
decide
can
if
see what's
it's
done
complete,
here.
vote it complete, right? We just can't really do, we're not gonna do much.
Okay, so Richard Jordan, Secaucus Road Solar Project. Do we have anybody here? Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
I can't vote on this.
No, if it comes to a vote, I don't know if we'll vote.
No, but I can if we,
Right, you can ask questions. Okay, so, what you got?
Thanks. So, Rich Jordan, I work for Flycatcher LLC and representing Soltage.
Brett Kingsbury from Soltage, we met you guys previously.
Did a pre-app in July. We submitted the application on the 3rd after the pre-application meeting with you guys. My understanding is today, and I can do a little bit more of a background on any changes we have, but today I think you guys are gonna let us know if it's a complete application, if we're on the right path, and then plan a site visit.
Right.
And public hearing. So we really just came in to do a quick update, what we've done since we last met, any changes that we have, and then so I'll tear through that. The biggest thing is that, as you pointed out last time, we started the engagement with the South River Corridor Commission, so we submitted an application with them. We did a brief talk with them during the Rules Committee meeting last week, and then today we had a site visit before this afternoon. We had, I think, 6 members from the commission and 5 abutters showed up. 5 abutters for the project on Secaucus Road. So we spent like 2.5 hours. We walked the whole clearing limits of the project. The biggest change, I guess, that came out of that is really not a big change. We moved the clearing line 3 feet, so instead of 97 feet from the river, we're gonna stay 100 feet from the river on the clearing, which they were happy about. I think in general they've been great. The process has gone fairly well. I think we fit in the districts that they have out there, and I think we've done a good job of setting back from the project. I also think it's a good project site. I think the town has a good piece of land. It's flat, it's previously disturbed, it's a brownfield, it's a landfill, so we still believe in the project, and I think we have a path forward with Saco River. We have our actual hearing with them, with the commission is next Wednesday. That'll be on Zoom, so srcc-maine.org if anybody wants to tune in on that. I think, what else?
The only thing I'd add is that we met with 5 different abutters, some of which are here, and we heard some of the concerns that they had, and I think there was a good dialogue there. Without speaking for the abutters, some are here. The racetrack seems to be a problem that gets conflated with this project. So I suspect we'll hear more about those two, the racetrack and the solar project, and some of the effects of the racetrack.
I assume, is there point public input?
Yeah,
there'll be a public hearing.
we're gonna
Yeah.
schedule a public hearing.
Yeah.
Will it be tonight, or is it?
No, we weren't scheduled
The
for
only
public
real
hearings
action
tonight.
we're gonna probably take, other than we could ask questions, would just be voting on whether or not you're.
The completion.
Yeah, and then we can schedule these other things.
Okay.
Yeah,
we need to know if this is complete.
yeah.
Yes,
So
that's
sort
where
of
we're
the.
at.
That's where we
Now,
are.
as a planning board, we've walked the property for other reasons, but,
Not for this.
not for this. So we would schedule a public hearing and most
And
likely a
it
site
involves
walk.
land that we haven't been on. because it's
Yeah,
private
right.
land, too.
We'll have to try to do
Yeah, right. We'll make sure we get you to the site walk too. Okay, so we'll go over the application, see if it's complete.
Do you want to address voting?
What's that?
What do you want to address voting?
Yeah, okay, with
Conflicts?
Thelma, right. Thelma's gonna recuse herself. She isn't a butter. I don't know if you saw her today on the walk, but Thelma will recuse herself from this because she isn't a butter.
Recused from voting on what? From all votes? or
I
just-
think from voting on anything to do with this project at all,
Okay,
whether
so
the
as far as-
application's complete
Yeah,
or.
so who's gonna be taking her spot?
That means probably, I don't know, eeny, meeny, miny,
Who-
moe.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Let
Can
Mom
you
wrestle
make
for it.
sidewalks on will you be able to make a sidewalk, like a weekend sidewalk?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Then I'm gonna
No, I
recommend that
can't.
Tom Winters be take, any voting action for Thelma when necessary. Of course, if we have a quorum without,
Yeah, we could have names.
then we don't need to, okay. But I just wanna make sure that process is clear for these guys, so they know
Understood,
that.
understood. Thelma Lavoy will be recusing herself from any decisions in this, and we'll make, we'll figure
And
it
as
out.
of, so for tonight then, the, Tom Winter, who's an alternate, will be voting, will be a voting member tonight in place of Thelma.
Okay.
So that we have a quorum, because, Cliff is also an alternate, so we need to have three.
Got it.
Everybody clear on, you guys are clear on that?
Understood, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the board and we both live in Falmouth, I'm on the board, we currently have no alternates, so if one of us can't show up, we have no meeting.
Right.
Totally,
Been there.
I think we're always on the
Yeah.
fence here with that too, it could happen anytime.
yeah, any minute, yeah, same.
Okay.
Okay, so.
You wanna do it out loud, or you wanna just kinda go through it? What do you guys want?
Well.
Tom, what are your thoughts?
So the application I have from before, this one here,
Yeah.
Which one do you have?
this was from,
Yeah, the binder's behind you. So,
Binder is incredible.
oh,
so it should make going through, you want one?
Yeah, very, very easy. Yeah, the binder is, you guys should put some more detail into this, that's the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
This
that
is just
incredible
really,
good for that.
yeah, I can't follow anything to this.
Yeah.
Great job, man.
No, again, I'm on a planning board, so I know, like,
Oh, okay.
having the cross reference is super helpful.
I suspect you've done this a few times too.
That's a couple times.
Yeah.
Yep. No, thank you, no, it's, like I said,
It is
try to
good.
try to make it as easy as possible, to find the box to check.
Yeah, just.
It says, the family house, the industrial box in London, but there's still something in. It's all Sandy Robinson's now. So there's still something in. Does it want to say that somewhere?
no, I think that's fine, that's just a.
Okay.
We're just looking to see if the application's complete, it's got the information that we need.
How much of this is the application? There's just two abutters out there.
I think there's more than that.
How many abutters?
Well, there's a list up there, so check it, cause the names probably aren't,
Abutter list.
there's more than two.
Exhibit H, is that what it is? what the value is. Oh, it's a very big about
Is it, you know, it might be in here, is there any proposed signage for any of this?
Yeah, section with section, but yeah, basically it's just, caution, like required signage on the fence, each facing, correct me if I'm wrong, on each face of the fence or straight away, and then on the gates, emergency contact info, 911.
Not like a business, but not like a business sign or advertising on the street, okay.
The only time we do that is if the town specifically requested, like we want an info sign or kiosk or something, but it's not closed.
So what's, any kind of night lighting for this facility at all? None.
No, like bigger facilities that have substations will have motion sensor lights, this only has one, like, power station, there's no lights associated with it.
I'm all set when you guys are ready as far as.
Well, Thelma says she doesn't see her name on the abutters list.
Is it?
Ooh, well, all right.
We have 200 feet from the property lines.
Maybe you're just outside.
Much as it's 500 feet. I get it mixed up with Saco River, which is like 500 from the project as opposed to.
500 from the property.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just outside of it, Thelma.
I think there's a map, and maybe that's Saco River feet.
So if Thelma's not in a butter,
It's not a butter that she's.
maybe she gets to vote.
Not recused.
I do get to vote.
No.
It seems to be.
Well, you're in trouble now.
So, yeah, I guess we should clarify that.
We had one return, and for the Saco River, we sent those out, we had one return, but it was, no mailbox. And it was like a mark or something.
So,
I know I'm in a butter.
well, we all know you live right down there. for
But
sure.
are you within 500 feet?
Within 500
Are you
feet.
within 500 feet of the property line?
Like the stream property line, coming into the project. Where are you on focus?
She is on the list that, I took the list from the sand and salt shed when I sent the letters out.
Right,
So we did notify all the abutters within 500 feet.
okay,
And then I took what they sent me for Porter, and I notified Porter.
right,
And I was
So,
on
I mean, I
that
would say
list.
all the abutters have been notified, I have a list here.
right.
Am I on your
Because I
list?
cross-checked.
Am I on your list?
Yeah.
So we know that Thelma is aware,
Alright.
so I don't wanna make a federal case out of that.
No?
She's not on this
No, it
list.
sounds like she was she has been notified, she
Yeah.
may not be
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
on the list that they put in, but it sounds like she was on the list of notifications.
Yeah, I cross-check abutters typically.
Okay.
When anybody sends me an application, so.
I think we're good on that then, right?
Okay.
Thank you, I don't know what happened.
So,
I make a motion to accept the application as complete,
I
based
second
on
that
what
motion.
we're reviewing, so.
All those in favor? All right, so we accept the application as complete. So now we're gonna have to schedule a public hearing and a site walk. Probably best to do the site walk first, that way,
Yes.
we're fully informed for the public hearing. So, anybody have any recommended dates?
What's our first window, when we don't already have something scheduled? Is there a time that works best for the applicants? Out of curiosity.
I'm just more concerned with the
Yeah,
town.
I'm just
People-
curious.
applicants can
I'm
make-
just curious, like, you know, they gotta,
Sorry
they have to be able to be there.
Yeah, indeed, and
I
they
have
should
other
be there
stuff
for
to
when
do
we
before I
schedule it.
hate to be there, so.
So after, the 26th, you know, is your earliest, Saturday is the 29th, unless you wanna look at a different day.
I'm up for whatever we can make work for the board. Jesse, will you be able to make a Saturday, or would you prefer
I'll make it.
you'll make it?
Saturday's
I know he's got office
probably
hours
a better day
Saturday.
for
This,
most
is this, it's coming Saturday?
It doesn't have to be this Saturday, maybe it could be the next one.
I
But
mean,
what's
that's
the, how much do we need a certain amount of lead time to advertise it, correct?
Yeah, so after the 26th, an
Okay.
advertisement would go in on the 26th, and I think after that, would be good.
All right, so, let's just go for the Saturday after that, whatever that might be.
Do you want a rain date or?
Sure, a rain date would probably, I mean, the following
Saturday?
Saturday, I guess, yeah.
What
Time,
time?
anybody have a, you know, I prefer, you know,
early.
9 AM?
Yeah.
Everybody good with 9 AM?
Cracking noon, yeah.
Yeah.
9 AM. So that would be August 29th, 9 AM, site walk.
I won't be here unfortunately, but you don't need me. I'm
We'll
just a
fill you
lonely
in.
alternative.
Yeah, we'll fill you in. The rain date would be the following Saturday.
And that's 9 AM.
Correct.
Doesn't rain anymore, so.
Yeah, it hasn't.
Yeah.
So the public hearing, would the board like to have it before a meeting like we did tonight? As opposed to its own special day?
Yeah.
So we'd have it prior to the September meeting.
Which would be the 15th.
So we have it September 15th, 6 PM, I guess would be the public hearing.
Alright,
If that'll work, if that'll give us enough time, I mean.
6 or 6:30, I don't know.
Yeah,
don't know how
I think it's wise to give the hour, I mean.
Right,
you never
just in
know.
case.
You just never
Alright, so
know.
we'll say 6.
And that's the public hearing.
Does that work for you guys?
That's the public hearing for the solar project, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, this is your planning board there. Yeah.
Rick, I want to ask someone a
What?
question. You don't have to take up any time.
Go ahead.
You're gonna have to work through the Hiram substation, right?
I think, yeah, it's the Hiram Tap.
So could you give us just a short, brief, history of your working with CMP and how that's going and how many people are in line ahead of us
Sure.
and what's really going on?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I can answer the what's really going on part, but I can certainly share our experience. Our project was third in line with Central Maine Power for that circuit on the Hiram Tap substation. My understanding is one of the projects ahead of us dropped out.
Okay.
I'm not sure why. I don't know who. CMP doesn't share a lot of that information. We were notified that we moved up in the queue. Yep. And well, actually first now, because the first project completed its study and they're moving forward. The second one withdrew. So now this project is in what they call system impact study at the distribution level. And we expect to get the report back from Central Maine Power, I think in 2 months. You know, they generally stick to their windows. I think it's 45 business days to do the study, and we're kind of a third of the way through. And then, so we're waiting. As I mentioned to the select board earlier tonight, that's a distribution level study. We typically see anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000 in upgrades required by CMP at the distribution level. We obviously are hoping it's closer to the 50,000 side. No idea how that's gonna end up.
Okay.
We have to wait. The other item that we are aware of is that across Maine, because there are so many solar projects being put into, you know, generally consolidated areas, it's triggering transmission level studies. And so, you know, we're aware that this project could get pulled into another study, at the transmission level. But, you know, we kinda gotta wait and see. So, you know, these are kind of generally normal challenges, as we've dealt with, as we've developed other projects in other states. We struggle through them and, wait and see. So there's no guarantees
Yeah.
on any of this.
Yeah, I can see you're enjoying working with CMP greatly.
Right, yeah, it's a challenge. They're undermanned and undergunned.
Did that answer your question, Cliff?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you guys know the public hearing and site walk, you've got the dates on that, we'll see you there. And do you have any questions for us?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, so it looks like, we'll see you August 29th at 9 AM on the site, and then, we'll see you at the following meeting. You'll probably be voting on the application.
Thank you very much.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Where are we gonna meet?
It's, site walk at the site,
At the shed.
At the salt shed.
at the
It's
salt shed.
shed.
Yeah, right, that's good. Can I ask what number? It's a focus, sorry. I just wanna
What's
figure
your
what I-
address?
7.
7, alright.
You have the gate area if you want to walk up instead of, meet at the gate.
The salt shed worked well today. We did a loop, in that.
We would start at,
It's a
yeah.
good place to
Did
start,
it?
Cars, yeah.
and there's room to park and stuff, so. Thanks, Art.
We have so much to do.
Okay, it looks like, we've got one more site plan review in front of us.
Yeah, and what are we doing about the 16 Lake Camp Road one?
I don't
Flavel or Flava, I mean, are we gonna take care of that? Are we gonna vote on it complete without the applicant here, or?
Do you know anything about the applicant for this, Jesse?
He did ask if we were
Which one were you in?
Right, so, I guess it's, I mean, let's go over.
Do we
it.
wanna go, I'm just saying, do we
Yeah,
wanna do it
if you have
again?
any questions, we'll
Do
forward
we
it
wanna
to
do it
an
again?
email.
I just wanna make sure we don't miss it. We still got another one to do in 5
You
months.
know,
We should.
I mean, it's on the agenda.
I'm sorry, not Jake, Drew. Flavel.
This is it?
Yes.
This isn't mine, is this mine? Oh my goodness, we could
Yeah,
get this
it's a
stuff
lot.
going.
It's a lot.
I'm trying.
It's a lot.
Did you ever see mine?
All right, here we go. Okay, so, let's see, 4th edition.
Dean Flagg. Dean Flagg.
Yep.
16 inches of family plan. Porch edition. Near the pond. Right near the pond.
Actually,
Which one? Porch edition. Is this to get out of the bugs?
I was gonna say, wow, that's all it takes, that's all it takes to get out of the bugs, man, put a porch on, wow.
Well, that's what it sounds like, read it.
Ah, that's right. Okay, so we're just gonna close the porch.
We have so much to do. And I have to do something, don't I? I have to, I have to
Hmm,
look at something on my street.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, they're just gonna double check to see if you are within the 500 feet
Oh,
to be
okay.
in butter.
That's it, huh? That's not bad. Fourth edition, bugs needed. Addition to the porch.
So Jess, you don't have any real concerns about this application? It seems good to me.
DEP out there, we spent some time just around the area, measuring out that whole thing.
Right.
But the trees that are around that building will hit a bit, and cutting the trees down and adding this will actually stabilize that structure.
What building, this green building?
Yes, yes. that's it.
Any,
And then she's gonna have that out of the replant too.
Right. Okay. Anybody see anything deficient in the application?
I haven't, no.
No, I haven't either.
I'd make a motion to vote it complete.
All right, I second that. All those in favor? All right, so the application is considered complete.
That's, this one.
As far as approval,
That's this one.
yes.
So we've approved everything.
Well, any concerns about the application at all? It's complete, but there any concerns about?
I mean, Jesse, you got any complaint, you got any issues on it? I mean, it meets, it complies with the,
It still meets the standard, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I make a motion to accept, or, I'm sorry, approve the application.
second.
All those in favor? All right, so the application's approved for Flavel. All right, so we've got the mill. Okay, so that would be you guys. All right, what do you got? Anything for us? You got anything to say?
Site plan makes it a little bit easier for you to,
Yeah.
This way we add after the
Okay.
he wants a copy.
This is the mill that's there now.
It's out of the way.
we got a smaller one.
Oh, beautiful.
And you guys hang on to that, and you can hold this one up.
Wonderful. That's
Sit down,
perfect.
hang on to
Yeah.
that.
This is the Shannon. Oh, downtown. Okay.
There's your copy.
I heard something was gonna be done on this. Wow. This is the brothers, right?
Looks like it to me, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I've walked all of this.
I'm assuming this, mill lease agreement would suffice for the deed? Is that, I'm not sure who holds the deed. You guys have,
I
hold
don't
the
have
deed
it
there?
yet, right?
No, so the mill lease agreement is sufficient for that, or what?
This would have to be.
Yeah.
What's holding up the
This guy right here?
Oh, boy.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
Getting close to,
Closing the deal.
what's going to be done.
We're working out some final details with the town.
So it doesn't sound like it's gonna all be used for one thing. There's a few things going on.
It's not gonna be all used for one thing.
See, machine shop,
Yeah. The main machine shop is the primary use that we're here for the site plan review.
okay.
We have a business that our older brother Stan has moved his business from Missouri to Maine, and he would like to be a tenant in that building for Phoenix Aero Solutions.
For Phoenix Air Solutions, okay. So that's a tenant.
That's a tenant, that's correct. There's 6 buildings on the
Proposed
property.
use is storage as well as light industrial office use. New annex proposed. This is really crazy, yes.
Is the drainage and stormwater and whatnot on that larger map, or on this map?
There is drainage shown on this map. And then also, the Saco River has asked us to do a study surrounding, and so we're working on getting a map of the locations of the storm drains and on the street, and then also with the state, as there's some places where
Notice
it goes into the river.
It's somewhere else on here, that's why it's
Everything that's going on tonight is in my neighborhood.
That's a popular part of town. There was a time when everything seemed to be going in my neighborhood too.
Oh, really?
It's hard to see it on this map, that's one thing. We need to have that in the file,
Yeah.
It wouldn't
so.
stop.
Oh, yes.
So, from what I heard, then, we don't have the location and dimensions for, the drainage, right?
Well, no, it's,
You do see it.
there are drains, that's what I'm saying, you can't see on this map.
Okay.
I do, there are locations of drains, as well as, yeah, it looks like the drain locations are marked on here.
Right, and you just said Saco River Corridors asked you to maybe just dig a little deeper and a little more thorough in that.
What that one doesn't show is like, on the street level, that there's some storm drains. And then there's also, if you get down around the canal and the corner there's some places where they drain into the river.
Right,
You know, this,
right.
like
Those aren't on
bridge,
the property, right?
for example, so surrounding it, so I've gotten with them about just providing that, so
Right.
they have it, in addition to this here.
Gotcha.
Well, there's a lot of cement walls along there too. I've walked that whole thing just recently. There's a lot of walls there.
A lot of cement walls, yes. Yeah, there's some maybe, are you referring to the, like, the ruins that are down along the river where they took the bobbin mill out?
I'm talking about more to the right near the street.
Oh, there's a wall that is up against the back side of, say, the bakery. the
Yes,
daycare.
yes,
That wall is there, yeah, that's a stout wall, that's a good wall, so.
okay,
It
that's
just,
the wall I'm talking about.
yeah, it's still there, I don't think it's going anywhere, it's a pretty well-built wall.
Mm-hmm. This is a really big piece of property too, it's a long way, and it's on the river, which we have to protect.
Have you seen, you've looked at the bigger maps, you've seen like the locations. You can see the locations of water on here and
Right.
as well as
Yeah.
drainage.
Right.
I don't know if you, I mean,
Yeah,
is that satisfied?
yeah.
You guys, as far as
You know, as
stormwater?
far as I can tell, it looks complete to me. I mean, I don't have any objections, I don't see anything that's, unless I'm missing something, that's why we got other sets of eyes.
Yeah, that's what I was kinda asking me, if we feel like that satisfies stormwater plan, or the existing, what's existing on site.
Is there a plan?
Well, I mean, it lists the drains and all, and the, catch
Right.
basins and all that sort of thing, it's on here, so.
Yeah, so.
It does show, it does comply, I mean, it does have that all there.
Right. Enough to consider the application complete anyway.
Yeah. I think.
Or in my estimation.
Got the list of abutters is there.
Yep.
Title and interest, we agreed that lease agreement.
Yeah, the lease agreement, I guess, is gonna have to do in lieu of the deed.
Yeah.
This,
Property lines, bearings and distance are on the map.
yep, the sewers and mains, that's on the main map there, right?
Certified, yeah.
To get quite a few landowners.
What about ground floor elevations and all that?
Yeah, so what, I mean, what's,
It could be lacking in that.
right, I mean, maybe that's, I can't say I see that, so what's that, just the heights of the buildings?
I mean, ground floor elevations, so we know where they relate to, on the first floor, at least to grade.
Right, what do you suggest, that that's worked into the map somewhere, or we just,
It's on the finished floors of the buildings.
Is it, first floors? Okay, yeah.
They're all existing, so we're not doing anything with them, so I thought they had it on.
Yeah, it's listed. Alright.
We really have to study this a bit, I think.
But exterior lighting, how does that fit into this?
Somebody get that plan.
We only have temporary power right now. And so we have temporary fixture and a photocell, not a photocell, motion light in the alleyway between the administration building and the main building, and we have another one on the machine shop.
Okay, so,
And some solar, and a few solar ones, security lights.
we've got location and type of exterior lighting. I mean,
Right.
for, under proposed development activity.
So are we, are you talking about what's temped in, or what would be the permanent proposal?
Well,
in
yeah,
the
I mean,
end?
is there proposed lighting being added?
Yeah,
you
for
know?
once you've got everything where you want it to be.
Street lights over, you know.
I mean, from what I understand, what you're talking
floodlights.
about now is sort of what you're using. You said, would you say you have temporary power? It's a motion sensor.
Right.
Do you have any proposal for completion of, lighting out front?
Not this time. It'd be shaded, we don't want the big barn light.
Right.
Definitely
It'd
not.
be pretty ambient, you know, just down lighting.
But you don't have a specific plan
No, we
now.
don't not.
No, we were,
So, I mean, if there is, this is, you know, if it's proposed, since it's not proposed, then I would say that they don't need it.
And if they come to a point where they're gonna propose it, that would be a code enforcement issue. They would deal with the code
Need to be an
enforcement officer.
application, yeah.
So it's not proposed, so,
Yeah.
all right. What about signage? That's one thing. Any proposed signage once the project's complete? Yeah,
Nothing yet.
nothing yet.
No trespassing.
Right.
yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Beware of dogs.
I mean, those are covering my questions
Yep.
as far as completeness goes.
Tom, anything from you?
No, I mean, again, from completeness point of view,
Thelma, any questions?
Related to completeness?
No, I'm just trying to see what the use is gonna be, quite a few different uses.
Looks like it. Cliff, anything from you?
Yeah, just concerned that the deed is taking forever. It was a year ago and then it's extended.
Right, so I don't even know, is that a concern of ours, or?
It seems to be a concern of the developer here.
Right.
Well, we are satisfied that the selectmen are doing everything in their power to move it along
Okay.
at a pace that is, their hands are kind of tied. They are one step after another step after another step,
Yeah.
taking care of and executing on
It's a big project.
surveys and engineering and, title searches. And
So when you lay the blame on Ed and Harvey, it's in jest, right?
Right.
Okay, understood.
And
They have been treating us very well.
All right.
But we do
I
have
have,
sufficient evidence.
I have walked the entire thing, and, most of it's in pretty good shape. There's some broken concrete some places, but
Well, we'll be addressing all of that.
it's not as bad as I expected. I've walked
We've
it.
been pulling, you've been down here, I talked to you a couple weeks ago, we have a large, pile of, rusted bent metal. They used the whole side behind the machine shop
It's a debris field.
as a debris field.
Cleaning it up as we go.
And just one piece pulls out another piece, pulls out another
Yeah.
piece. And
I've seen that.
it's just so grown over and intertwined steel, pipes, it's a mess.
But a lot of the concrete is in better shape than you would expect.
There's a
As
lot
you-
that needs to be repaired,
Well, there
shored
is.
up, torn out. It's a big undertaking, but.
I've walked I've walked it
Yeah.
all.
The walls, the retaining walls are real good, like when
Yes.
they put the
it's in really
riprap,
shape.
riprap for the drainage.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
brownfield fund, where they put that in, that's all in pretty good shape. The loading docks, that's caving in, but it's fixable.
And there's a couple of wooden buildings down there that aren't in very good shape. One is, one isn't.
The wooden buildings?
Yeah.
There's one, the small barn is in good shape.
It's in good shape, right
Yeah.
on the river.
Yes,
We repaired the roof on the
On the big barn.
big barn.
you did.
Yep. We've done some stabilization structurally on that one too.
Well, I was saying, a lot of the wood is in good shape.
We've done what we can to mitigate the leakage on the 1929 building, the big, that's the annex building, the 4-story annex. The roof is just terrible, so we're working on
The
that. stuff.
4-story annex?
Yep.
It's the concrete portion that was added onto the main mill. There's the wooden timber mill,
Okay,
and it
so
was added to it's a 4-story addition.
is
to
that
it.
close to the road?
It's close to the river.
It's attached to the main mill, it's part of the main mill.
Oh, okay.
And that roof, so we've stabilized that roof, there's no leaks there.
What
now.
about the big square building that's near the road?
You talk about the administration building?
I don't know what it's
Yeah,
called.
it's right behind Chalmers Insurance.
We fixed,
Yes,
that one,
behind
we fixed the
Chalmers.
roofs on that too.
Yeah,
Okay.
the roof is good. That's the one that we wanna eventually have turned into offices, business and office.
I'm gonna make a motion that we vote the application complete.
I
Yeah.
second that motion. All those in favor? All right, so the application is considered complete,
Because we
so
really all need to see it at once.
we're gonna have to go ahead and probably schedule this.
Yeah, I mean, this is just,
sidewalk and-
all we're doing is decide whether or not it's complete. There's a
Yep.
lot to,
Yep.
talk about and see, yeah.
So, I guess we're gonna have to tell us what's available there.
They're all in different places. I wouldn't know
29.
about the building.
Yep.
And we have to get the same place. I did
You
right
guys
there.
wanna pair it with, you know.
So how could we do that? I think we
Sidewalk
might have missed that
Saturday?
vote already, right? If we scheduled a public, or the sidewalk, you mean that we
Yeah,
could,
I'm talking about
okay,
sidewalk.
right. We could, you up for 2 sidewalks on the 29th? Might as well.
Gonna go over like a fart in a spacesuit either way, in my eyes.
August
That doesn't matter.
29th.
Right.
In trouble.
So, if we did a 9 AM site walk for the solar project, I mean, what do you think, 10 o'clock for the mill?
I give a little bit more time.
More time than that. How
10:30?
about- How
I think
about
the
12?
solar project's gonna be a little larger in a way.
We gotta cover a lot of ground, you know, we gotta look at 2 different lots.
So somebody suggest a time.
12.
12?
10:30?
Okay, I'm down with it, 10:30. Hour and a half for the site walk for the solar project, and then meet at the mill?
Well, we'll see.
You don't think that's enough?
And we can go to 11.
Well, you're probably
Or
right.
we just wait longer.
Okay.
It may take us longer to get
Wait
there.
longer.
Will the bakery be open?
Yeah.
All right, 11 o'clock at the mill, I guess?
11 o'clock.
Yep, that's August 29th.
Yeah, same day as the.
29th, 11 AM.
Do the rain day.
Sure, well, let's do, just roll it right over
Yeah.
to the following Saturday
Stack
at
'em
the
up.
same time.
I just have one more question for these guys. Now, I know funding is a big issue to move on, developing the mill. Is the funding pretty much tied to owners having the deed?
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
So without the deed,
Yeah,
we just
that has
sit
to
in
be
limbo?
resolved.
Okay.
Well, they're confident enough that it will be resolved, they're willing to move forward, so let's not let it slow us down, so.
Well,
It would be really nice. to
I
have
definitely
the-
understand your concern, we wanna,
Project without funding it,
Right.
no deed, you can't.
Unfortunately, we'll be back in front of this board many times.
I know you
before it's completion. There's
you're not the first one.
building,
floor to floor, to
This
area
is-
to area.
This
So,
building though is something that so many people have wanted taken care of for so long.
so
It's really
as far as the
good.
public hearing goes, we're probably gonna have to schedule it for a special day. I don't think we could squeeze it in before the meeting. We've already got the, solar project public hearing before that.
Oh, yeah.
Is anybody opposed to having it before the next meeting? Maybe, I don't know, during the middle of the week?
Workshops are usually the first Tuesday.
Okay, so we could do that. We could just schedule it for a regular scheduled workshop day.
Yeah, but it would be a public hearing
Yep,
instead.
yep.
Yeah.
You up for that?
What's this for?
Tuesday the first.
Public hearing?
Tuesday, the what?
Yeah, yeah, for the public to come and.
The only issue with that is if you have a rain date on the sidewalk, then the sidewalk is, then you'd be doing the public hearing before the sidewalk. I don't.
Well, then let's
I'd do the
wait.
Public hearing after.
I don't know, I mean, like I said, it doesn't rain anymore. So-
If that's what's gonna bring rain, let's do it.
Yeah, yeah, right, let's
We
do
need
that,
it.
right.
We need it.
That would be great. So, I'd be willing to schedule it this way, and, you know, if we have to roll with the punches, we'll roll with the punches. You know,
Okay,
We
so-
like to have the sidewalk before the public hearing, but if rain,
the 11th?
So it's the 15th.
watch out, man, you'll be drafted.
It's the 15th.
Yeah.
Determines on what day, what time?
29th.
Yeah, hold on, all right,
Okay,
sorry, no, Lindsay, what were you saying?
alright, public hearing, September 1, 7 PM.
Yep, sounds good to me. Seven PM.
Public hearing.
Yes, all right, so we have the site walk scheduled for August 29th at 11 AM and the public hearing for September 1st at 7 PM.
So before we move on from it, because the abutter letters, there were so many, I tried to make the cost less expensive, but the escrow, if we're gonna be doing ads, I might need a little bit more escrow, like $50 or something, not that much, so, just so we can cover the cost of ads. and make sure.
Well, so we should probably wait till that check clears before we vote on it. Just to make sure, before we vote.
Right,
If
they
you
will.
guys just get a paper to state it.
You get it right, that's.
Yes, yes.
So,
And if it's more, just let us know, whatever it takes. So $50 to start with them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing two.
make sure this is Okay, so I think that's all we need from you. You've got the dates on the public hearing and the site walk. The application's been approved, is complete. So we'll see you on the 29th at 11 AM on the site walk.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we've got one other order of business. We've got to vote on accepting the recreational marijuana ordinances as they were and sending them on to the select board to be voted on, so.
That's from the last.
Do we want to have any discussion about it? I mean, we just had a public hearing.
Well, any discussion would be on, I think the only thing that would probably be open to discussion would be that timeline.
Yeah, and I don't even know if it's open because we voted on that. Like, I think everybody on the board is in agreement on that, or I don't want to speak for anybody.
Well, I'm saying, I think that would be the only take home I would have from that.
Yeah, right. And I can't say I'm personally open to changing it. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
fine with
Yeah.
it. I understand people's concerns.
I understand
but
the concerns, but there's a reality of how long
Exactly.
it's gonna
Right.
take.
Can't
There's
meet everybody's
concerns for the
wants.
town also.
Absolutely.
So I make a motion to accept the marijuana ordinance as worded and forward it to the select board.
Is that this one?
It's good.
It's a warrant article.
I'm
It's the
sorry,
warrant
the
articles,
warrant-
the warrant articles, yeah.
Yeah.
We know what you mean, though.
I second the motion to forward the warrant article to the select board. To
Okay,
schedule a vote.
all those in favor? All right, so it passes and it's on to the select board. It's in your hands. I don't know, that's just a cover letter, I think.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm not sure what that is.
I keep everything. I don't.
All right, so I think that's it. Any other business from the
We're just
board?
packing it in between now and the 11th, aren't we, huh?
You're not getting out here that easy, brother.
Yeah, before- I didn't know I was gonna have to work hard in this job, so like, I'm not sure I can continue.
Okay, so I make a motion to adjourn.
Vote seconded.
Okay, all those in favor?
I'd like to continue discussing.
Meeting
You don't get to
adjourned.
vote on that. so-
Oh, man.
You know,
All
I'm
right.
gonna have to go home and make.
I thought this was a
another one.
democracy.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, see you.
Take care, Jess.
Yes.